Okay, so the last graph we're going to do is a graph with a slant asymptote. So we're going to graph the function f of x is equal to x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x plus 2 all over x squared minus 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to start out by finding the domain like we always do. So we set our bottom equal to 0. And we solve. We can either factor or just solve by taking the square root. And we find that our domain is x cannot equal positive or negative 1. Okay, so try as I might, I cannot factor the top to reduce. So there's going to be no holes. However, there are vertical asymptotes. At x equals 1 and negative 1. Now, for the horizontal asymptote, we're going to compare degrees again, okay? So now with this one, you will have noticed that the degree of the top is 3 and the degree of the bottom is 2. Anytime that the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator, you will have a slant or oblique asymptote. To find this, okay, we're going to use long division. Okay, so let's write that down. We have a slant asymptote. Okay, and to find it, we use long division. Okay, so let's divide. Now, you'll notice that I'm going to put in a placeholder because my divisor or my numerator is missing a linear term. And this is just going to help me keep everything nice and lined up. Okay, so what do I need to multiply x squared by to get an x cubed? And that would be x. And then we're going to use distribution. Okay, then I'm going to use subtraction. Change the signs. So I get 4x squared then negative 1x, bring down your 2. All right, so what do I need to multiply a x squared by to get a 4x squared? Well, we need to multiply by a 4. So distribute. Change your signs. So you got a 0, and then a negative 5x, and then a positive 6. Okay, so the weird thing about slant asymptotes, which will be very kind of weird for you, is we actually ignore the remainder. So our slant asymptote, okay, is going to be y equals. So our asymptote is not horizontal, it's actually slant, and its equation is y is equal to x plus 4. All right, so we can graph this by hand, but it takes a really long time. So I'm going to do a little cheating and use a little Desmos, okay? So here we go. Let's see, insert. Okay. All right, so there's my graph, okay? So now it's kind of hard to see the, you can actually see kind of where the slant asymptote is, but I'm going to try to draw it in for you. So if I plug in x, let's see, is equal to 20, I should get about 25. So I got a point right there. If I plug in a 10, I should get about 14, which is right about there. If I plug in a negative 5, I should get a negative 1, which is about right there. So just kind of guesstimating my slant asymptote. Right about there. Okay. Now, Desmos does not graph asymptotes automatically, so you actually have to find the asymptote to see what it is. Okay, so that's how you graph something with a slant asymptote. That's how you find it. You always use long division and just use the quotient alone with no remainder. Okay, I hope this was helpful and have a great night.